Good Morning Gwinnett, a division of Noise Media Network, hosted by Audrey Bell Kearney, sharing stories about people and places around beautiful Gwinnett County and beyond. Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Southern living at its best.
Good morning, all my Gwinnetians out there in Gwinnett land and all of you around the world listening to the sound of my voice. It is a beautiful day here in Gwinnett County. 73 degrees going up to a high of 84. Yes, y'all, it's beautiful. Like it rained just a little bit yesterday. Hope the fathers out there had a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Father's Day. It was pretty nice. It rained for like a second. Like, it rained for, like, literally a second. I was telling my friend, Giselle, I was real domesticated yesterday. Because my husband likes all that stuff. Like, when we got married, he said he didn't mind doing the laundry. He loves to cook. I don't love to cook, and I don't like doing the laundry. I did it all yesterday so he could have a wonderful day. I cooked breakfast. I cooked dinner. I did the laundry. I was real domesticated. I'm an entrepreneur. I ain't domesticated. Listen, I told him I'm an entrepreneur, not domesticated. However, sometimes I do some domestication stuff, so it was okay. So he had a great day, and I hope the rest of you had a great day. Well, it's a beautiful day here in Gwinnett County, and today is Monday, and we got Georgette Teller from Dynamic Life Enterprises on the line with us today. She's going to be giving us our word for the week, so we can have a wonderful week. And so, good morning, G, and welcome.
Good morning, or how are you?
I'm a little tired. The dog was barking at 1:30 in the morning, so I kind of freaked out.
You're probably tired because you were doing domestication yesterday.
Right, I was domesticated yesterday, and the dog was barking at 1:30. Like, what the is going on today?
Oh man, everything is good. I hope everybody out there who are fathers out there in Gwinnett land there had a wonderful Father's Day. So I was being doing some domesticating yesterday as well. Whatever, that's the right word for it.
I know we just made up a word.
But I know domesticated.
Hey,
I generally cooked anyway, so he had a good dinner. He was happy. Good breakfast, good dinner.
Google wasn't a word until they made it a word, so domesticating could be a word. Listen, the dictionary has expanded so much, like we just make up words, and that'll be the dictionary next year.
Okay, good, very good. Then, since I work with words, they're probably out there going, "That is not a word." But
you can just make up words these days.
All right, everybody, let's get the real word for the week.
The real word. We're not making this up.
You can't make this stuff up. All right. So the word for the week is, everybody. Oh boy. Let's see what the cards have in store for us today. Let's see. It is. Oh boy. This is a challenge one. Okay. The word for the week is forgiving.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a strong word.
Forgiving. It means ready and willing to forgive. Okay, y'all can take a breath out there, because I know there's some people probably thinking, I'm not going to forgive him.
Right.
I'm not going to forgive him, or whatever it is. But we know that forgiving really is for our own growth and happiness. Because the stuff that we hold on to when we're not forgiving somebody is just hurt, resentment, and pain and anger. And that really does not sit well in our own bodies. It just creates stress. It creates all these crazy, little pockets of stress-related pain and anxiety and things that can hurt you. You have more headaches, you have high blood pressure, all of those things. But understanding that forgiving is a process. So I don't want anybody to think I'm saying, to be forgiving without understanding that it is a process that goes along with that. But the reason for stating the word "I am forgiving," it allows you to open up to that process. And that's what you have to do. You have to open up to the process of forgiving. I'm sure we have forgave plenty of people in the past, and I'm sure there's probably some things that are currently in your life right now that you are thinking, I cannot possibly forgive that person for this or for that. But by stating that I am forgiving, it creates that energy that helps you to start the process of forgiving somebody. And a lot of the processes, it's a lot of them. It's not just one thing that you have to do. There's a lot of things that you have to do. There's a lot of things that you have to do to start that forgiving process, you know. You can start by looking at the word forgiving and what that means to you and why it matters. Because I think once you learn why it matters, it's easier to start that process. And it matters because it's part of your own health and part of you being able to move on. It's not saying that you forget what happened. It's not saying that what they did is less hurtful. But what it's saying is that you are now able to deal and move on and say, okay, that has happened, but now I need to create something else in my life from that. And there's lessons learned from that. So the word is I am forgiving. And like I said, the more that you receive that about who you are, as part of who you are, the more opportunities it allows for you to be in that space to start the forgiveness process. So, and start with something small. Don't start with a world-changing thing because it is a process. So start with something small, you know, something that, you know, that you've been having a little bit of challenges with, or somebody may have hurt you, you know, recently, or, you know, something that, you know, at some point you can get past the forgiveness part of it, but it's still going to be a process. Like I said, start very small. Don't start like, I'm going to change the world forgiveness kind of thing, because it does take a lot of work. I'm not saying it's easy, but what I'm saying is that it can be done. So the word for the week is I am forgiving.
I am forgiving.
Yes.
Let me tell you something. I remember, and I think we might have this conversation probably a couple of weeks ago, and then I'm gonna say this real quick, and I'm gonna go into the horoscopes. But anyway, I remember when we started the doll company, and I reached out to family and friends about, you know, just purchasing a doll, and people were like, these were people that I loved, people that I thought loved me, people that I had helped, you know, and I just reached out and said, hey, can you spend $59 and buy this? It was $79, as a matter of fact. It was $79 at that time. Hey, I just need you to pre-order this doll for $79 so we can get the doll made. And people would not do it. And I was hurt. I was mad. I was livid. I was like, I can't believe the same people that I have always gone out of my way to help did not help me. But one time I've come to them, and not even that I was like saying, hey, loan me some money. I was like, hey, we're launching this business. Can you help me by pre-ordering a doll? Now, my aunt had 2 daughters. And so for her not to purchase a doll, it was crazy. And then I heard, and then somebody said to me, oh yeah, I saw that thing. It's on my table under some paper. It was like they were so cavalier and so nonchalant and so just did not support me. It was crazy. And I did have when I say a few, I could count them literally on one hand who really did help. But the ones the ones that really did help me were not the ones that I went out of my way for. That's the crazy part. Not that they asked me to go out of my way, but I've never had to go out of my way from. It was just people that loved me for who I was, and they gave me the money. But the ones that I had gone out of my way and did things for did not. And I walked around for a whole year with all in my spirit. And they could care less. They had went on about their lives, but I was in pain because every time I had to be around them, I was reminded that they did not support me. And so every time I would have to be around them, it would kind of flare up on the inside, even though they didn't even know that I was pissed off at them. Right? They didn't even know. And and every time I was around them, it would flare up, and I just look at them and say, you know what? I ain't doing S for y'all because y'all ain't do nothing. Y'all ain't help me. I was pissed. And so I went to my good friend Leslie. She's a pastor, and I said, hey, listen, because she had gone through something similar like a couple of years prior. So I went to her and I said, hey, this is where I am. I went to her a couple of times about a couple of different things. And so she said to me, she said, listen. She said, you have to forgive and move on. She said, because when you hold on to anger and madness and stuff, you block your own blessings. So she said, but forgive and let God handle it, and you move on. And I did just what she said do. And you know what? We still got the company off the ground. We still got it done. But when I look back, what I could tell you, and I think I've talked about this plenty of times, what I could tell you that I learned from that. I learned that it was okay to say no. That's when I learned. It was not that I didn't know, but there are people in my life I would never say no to. Even when they came to me with the dumbest things, and I know they were stupid, I would never say no to. Because I loved them, and I wanted to help them, and I would feel guilty if I said no. Child, after that, no was not an issue. You hear me? It was like, like, nope. And my brother's like, I remember we were in Albany for a funeral, And I think I've told this story before, but for those of you who have not heard it, we were in my hometown of Albany for a funeral, and I had rented a car, and my brother was there, and he could drive the car because he was always one of my biggest supporters. And so my aunt was there. She was the one with the two daughters and did not buy anything, didn't even help me, and I used to help her so much. I'm talking about, I can't even go into how much I helped her and the kids. And she wanted to borrow the car. And I was like, no. And my brother looked at me, because it's my aunt, you know. He looked at me and he was like, you just told her no. I was like, I know. He's like, wow. I was like, yeah, I have no problem saying no to anybody, especially her. No.
Right.
First of all, your name is not on the car. It's a rental car. If anything happens to the car, I'm responsible. The answer is absolutely no. And he could not believe that. My brother says all the time, he thinks I'm mean. You know, he thinks, we had a celebrity at my house one time. He's actually my daughter's grandfather. And he asked me to do something, but I was in the middle of something. And I was like, hold on a minute. My brother looked at me. He's like, you just told him to hold on. I was like, I'm doing something. It was crazy. Right? But he says I'm mean, but I'm not mean. I'm just like a no-nonsense kind of person. And I got to tell you, when I learned that it was okay for me to say no and not feel anything but keep it moving, because a lot of the time I wasn't saying no to be mean. It was like some things I just did not want to do, and I would do out of guilt. Right? So once I learned to forgive people and move on, now saying no means nothing. You know, think what you want to think. If I don't want to, let me tell you, if I don't want to do something, I'm not doing it. There's no guilt anymore. So, all right. Well, thank you so much for the word. You're welcome to stick around. I know Mondays is kind of long because you're just not get on here and start talking about the word of the week, but it's always a powerful meaning behind the word and a story to tell. So I'm a storyteller. That's what I do. That's why I got this show. Yes. And I'm about to launch another show. Yes. But anyway, Ginger, thank you so much for the word of the week. You're welcome to stick around if you want to.
I'll hang out. All
right, hang out with me today then, girl. Hang out. I'm about to do these horoscopes. So today is National Onion Ring Day. If you like onion rings, go ahead and get you some. Now, I'm not telling you to overdo it. I'm just telling you it's National Onion Ring Day. Now, you go out and eat too many onion rings, then you be sick because now the onions have messed up your stomach. I'm just saying, don't overdo it. Just have a couple. It's National Onion Ring Day. All right, let's move on to our horoscopes brought to you by noted astrologer Michael Thyssen for today, Monday, June the 22nd. We're going to kick it off like we always do, and that is with Aries. Your health may have suffered due to neglect or abuse. Do not sign your life away. Good friends will give you honest answers. Listen here, Aries. Before you sign anything, you make sure you understand what you're signing. If you don't understand, because I'm talking to my Aries especially, you better not sign nothing without me saying it. Okay, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm not kidding. Don't sign anything unless you know what you're signing. If you have some apprehensions about it, consult a professional, because that's the worst thing to do is to sign something. Take care of yourself. Don't neglect your health. Money, houses, cars means nothing if you don't have good health. Nothing. So protect yourself. Protect your health. Taurus, you can expect to experience delays or additional red tape if you deal with institutions. The base will stifle your passion and results in estrangement. All right, that sounds terrible. You find it easy to talk about your feelings today. Don't hesitate to find out what your mate's intentions are. Yeah, listen, you don't want to stifle your passion. Don't debate. Because now you're going to debate. It's going to kill the passion in the relationship. And y'all going to be estranged from each other. I don't know if it's worth it, Taurus. I don't know. You may think so now. Maybe not later. Think twice. Think twice about what you say. Don't debate today. It's not in the cards, but it's not in the stars. Gemini. Get involved in worthwhile endeavors and meet new friends. Uncertainties regarding your home and family are evident. You can ask for favors, but don't take them for granted. Yes, ask for a favor. Don't take it for granted. Don't take anything for granted. And get involved with something worthwhile. Meet some new folks. I know it's still COVID out there. She's still roaming around. Corona is still out there. I know, so it's kind of hard to meet new people right now. I get it. I want to get out and meet some new people. I do. I am. When I tell you I'm missing networking right now, I didn't think I would miss it so much. Cancer. You'll find it easy to upgrade your environment by redecorating or changing your residence. Find out all the facts before you jump to conclusions. Don't trust others with your private information that could be used against you. Here's the thing, y'all know I say it all the time. Cancer, if you don't want your business out there to come back and slap you in the face, don't tell nobody. I'm just saying. Your stars are saying keep your private information to yourself. Otherwise, it's going to be used against you. I feel like I'm about to be in court. Right? What you like somebody about to be arrested. Keep it to yourself. That's all I'm saying. Leo, you will be able to discuss your ambitions with your mate. Opportunities to get ahead will be evident. You must be careful not to ignore the needs of the youngsters in your families. Yeah, discuss your... You know what's cool, though, Leo? When you can discuss your ambitions and you get that feedback. That's a great thing. Yep. Opportunities to get ahead will be evident. So your ambitions, it's that time. It's all about times. Some of us had your time already, but some of us, it's that time. It's about that time. Virgo, you may have the opportunity to get involved in some interesting conversations. You can deal with large institutions or government agencies successfully today. Expect some flack, though. Like, you can deal with them. It's going to be successful. You're going to get some flack. So just expect the flack. Okay, Virgo? Don't think you're going to go through the day smooth. Yep, you're going to get what you want on one hand, but you're going to get some flack on the other hand. All right, listen, I'm going to a song. I'll be right back after the song to give you more of the horoscopes brought to you by Nola Astrologer Micah Thyssen. You're listening to the Good Morning Gwinnett Show.
Isn't it funny? We came to that. I thought I won you over, but you were holding back. Isn't it funny? You could not guess how you took those words back. Now I'm just a mess. I'm running away from escaping dreams of yesterday, convincing me this can't be, trying to find another way. Yeah, I think my head always knew it, but I didn't tell my heart. Let go, I couldn't do it without falling apart. So give me something, give me something. Oh, oh, give me a fix, tell me if it's whatever that's wrong. So give me something, give me something. Oh, oh, give me a fix, tell me if it's whatever that's wrong. Isn't it funny how much you mean to me? I can get my head around how we used to be. You said you love me, and I gave my heart. And I guess you were tearing me apart. Oh, I'm running away from escaping dreams of yesterday. Oh, convincing me this cannot be, trying to find another way. Yeah, I think my head always knew it, but I didn't tell my heart. Let go, I couldn't do it without falling apart. So give me something, give me something. Oh, oh, give me a kiss, tell me if it's whatever that's wrong. So give me something, give me something. Oh, oh, give me a kiss, tell me if it's whatever that's wrong. Yeah, so give me something, give me something. Give me a kiss, tell me if it's whatever that's wrong. So give me something, give me something. Oh, give me a kiss, tell me if it's whatever that's wrong. Yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh, I'm running away from, yeah. Give me something.
Welcome back, y'all. I love music. So I'm sitting here playing the music. I'm telling y'all, that's one of the highlights of this show for me is to play the music. So it's so cool. I'm sitting here like, yeah, that gets my day going. You know what I mean? Coming down here, doing the show, finding out about what's going on, playing music. It gets my day going. So I love the music. That's why I play music in my show. It's my show. Your show, do your thing. All right, let's pick it up with Libra. You must not let fellow workers take advantage of your fine talents. Your emotions have been pulled out of shape and you need to do a little backtracking. You must not let others talk you into doing things that will probably limit you financially at a later date. Listen, don't let nobody do anything. Don't let your fellow workers take advantage of your talents. Don't let nobody talk you into doing stuff that you're going to regret later because you done lost some money. Listen, it's a lot of don'ts for you today, Libra. Just don't do nothing. Just go sit down and relax somewhere. Your emotions being pulled out of shape. I mean, you just got, backtrack and go have a seat. I'm saying that. Michael didn't say that part. I'm saying that part. Yeah, you got a lot of don'ts today. All right, Libra. Scorpio. You can anger others quickly today. Avoid overspending on items for your home. Sudden changes at home will affect your family members more than you anticipated. Don't go overboard. Start small and work towards building it up slowly. So whatever that is, start small. Yeah, don't overspend on the home. I know you can. I actually painted my bath. Okay, I forgot to tell you that, Georgette. I actually painted my bathroom.
You painted?
Yes, girl. I'm telling you, I had a domesticated weekend. Do you hear me? I painted the bathroom. I'm telling you, I've been looking for hobbies. Y'all know I've been looking for hobbies like a whole year. And so I said to my husband, I think I want to paint the bathroom. And he was like, you? Just like everybody else, like, you gonna paint? My daughter said the same. You gonna paint? Like, yeah, I'm gonna paint the bathroom. When I tell you that bathroom whooped me down, it whooped me down. I know that's right. Girl, it whooped me down. It's pretty, though. It's like a purplish looking color. Purple is my color. Hence purple on everything, every logo. But yeah, I painted the bathroom and I was like, now listen, my bathroom is huge. I didn't paint the big bathroom. I painted where the toilet is. Let me just be clear about that. Let me just be clear about that part. Because the bathroom is huge and there's no way in the world I could ever reach the ceiling because it's way, way up. So not the bathroom, not the whole bathroom, the toilet area. I was like, I want to, I want to paint.
So you have an accent wall or something.
No, I painted the whole toilet area. I painted the whole area, and then my husband I couldn't reach the top, so he had to go in there and fix it for me. But I had paint all over my elbows and my hair. It was a mess. Yeah, I was real domesticated this weekend. It was a mess. But the bathroom is pretty.
Very good.
Yeah. Sagittarius, take care of your personal needs. Your family may not be pleased with your decisions. Don't make promises. Here's the thing, Sag. If you don't think you're going to be able to keep the promise, just don't make it. Because once you make it, then you're going to feel obligated to keep it. And then you're going to feel bad if you don't keep it. So just don't make it. Don't make it. Not today. Today is not for you to make promises. Don't do it.
Say no.
Just say no. Just don't promise. Don't say nothing. Like, people be talking to you sometimes. You just kind of black out. Like you don't hear them. Just black out on them. Capricorn, you have a real need to be vocal. Don't be afraid to make a move if you aren't happy with your emotional situation. You can make money if you put your mind to it. Heck, we all can. We put our mind to it. Yeah, but just don't be so emotional today, right? Yeah. If you got something to say it. Listen, say what you got to say. If it's going to make you feel better. Now, here's the thing. Let me just say this. Disclaimer. Don't say something you can't take back. Now, I know you need to be vocal today, real vocal. But if you can't take it back, you want to think that thing through before you say it, Capricorn. Because once them words come out your mouth, one thing you cannot take back is a word. Yeah. And so you want to make sure whatever you're saying is something you really mean to say, because once you say it, you can't take it back. I'm telling you, that's probably the toughest thing for people to understand. Like, you say stuff out your mouth, once it's out, it's out. You can't suck it back in. It's out. So you need to know what your intentions are before you say whatever you got to say, and make sure you're saying the right thing the right way. Because, people like, it's not what you said, it's how you said it. Some folks are real sensitive like that. I know quite a few. We won't get on to that subject. Aquarius. You may find yourself in a predicament with family members. You will be looking for creative ways to make extra cash. You have splendid suggestions for fundraising events. Okay, well, Curtis, there you go. Fundraise. Go ahead. I get it. You want some creative ways to make some extra cash? I don't know what those are. You know, I read Woman's World, and they always have people, and I be cringing because I'm like, how did they make $3,000 like shelling peas? You know, it's like I just started shelling peas, and next thing I know, I was making $3,000 a month. I'm like, no, I'm just making that part up. But it's like always these cute little ideas in Woman's World, and I'm sitting there like, really? Like I did see this one woman though, and I could see how hers would do because it's food. She had the cupcakes in a jar, and I think she said she was making like $6,000 a month or something. And I was like, what? So you know, in my mind, I'm like, I'm about to go put some cupcakes in a jar.
Cupcakes in a jar.
Woo! But then reality hits like, who you gonna sell them to, girl? Who you gonna sell them to? Don't even do it to yourself. That's me chasing money. I don't chase money no more. I gave it up. It's like drugs. Like I gave it up. All right, my fellow fish Pisces. Enjoy some socializing today. Don't believe everything you hear. You may experience setbacks due to additional responsibility with loved ones. Oh, Lord.
Oh, Lord.
Lord Jesus. Lord have mercy. All right, listen. I'm going to skip the last part. We ain't accepting no setbacks today. REG, none. Listen,
no, we're
fish.
not.
None. Fish,
None.
we're not accepting any setbacks. So we're not Michael, we're not accepting that part of the horoscope from you today. No setbacks. Everything is going to be smooth and gravy. And we're going to do some socializing some kind of way. Maybe we're going to be doing some virtual socializing, but do some socializing. And listen, don't be suckered. Don't believe everything you hear. Because it's always two sides to the story, and then there's the truth. Don't do it. All right, fish, I'm just telling you now, don't do it. All right, guys, that's all the horoscopes I got for you today. I'll be back again tomorrow at 10 a.m. to bring you more of the horoscopes brought to you by noted astrologer Michael Thiessen. But now let's get on to some news you can use. Woo! All right, here's my COVID report for the week. You know, I only do it on Mondays now because I just could not keep doing it. It was so depressing. It was draining me. So now I just decided to give out numbers for Georgia. This is for the state of Georgia and Gwinnett County on Mondays. So right now, as of yesterday, June 21st, there have been 64,701 confirmed COVID cases here in Georgia. 64,701 cases. 2,643 people have passed away because of COVID-19. So it is still out there, and the numbers are still rising, and I expect they will continue to rise because we're just out. People are just out right now. What does it look like for Gwinnett County? For Gwinnett County, we have 6,151 cases, confirmed cases of coronavirus here in Gwinnett County. 162 people have passed away because of it. So as you can see, that number is climbing, and it's going to keep climbing because it's the summertime and it's just people everywhere. Last weekend over at our pool in my subdivision, they had a tournament or something at the pool. It was people everywhere. I'm like just out. It was crazy, and I was like, wow, that's nuts. So it's out there, and it's going to keep rising. But so listen, if you're going to go out, just stay safe. I thank the Lord. I've gone out to dinner a couple of times. I wear my mask when I go to the grocery store. I'm wiping. It was so funny. I went to the grocery store. Let me tell you, I've been domesticated all weekend. I went to Kroger.
You in the grocery store?
Yes, child. I went to the grocery. People, see, I don't understand. Georgette knows that's not me. I don't like grocery shopping. I like clothes shopping. I like shoe shopping. I like book shopping. I do not like grocery shopping. It's not my thing. Nothing domesticated. No domesticated things are my thing. Cooking, cleaning, shopping for food, none of my things. Don't like them. But I went to the grocery store, and my mother said, "You went to Kroger's?" Because everybody they know I don't like that stuff. She said, "Where'd you go?" I said, "I went to Kroger's." She's like, "Oh, you went to Kroger's?" I was like, "Yeah, I went to Kroger's." But anyway, I went to Kroger's, and it was a guy. He was real nice. He wanted to give me a cart. He had on no mask, no gloves, right? And I was like, "Oh, thank you," right? And so, at Kroger's, they got like the spray bottles and everything you need to sanitize right at the door. So he put the cart right there, and I kindly got the spray and started wiping stuff. Like, man, you ain't got on a mask or a glove, but I appreciate it. I appreciate you looking out for me. I do. But I'm going to have to wipe this thing down. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing it. All right, so listen, State Representative Shelly Hutchinson has authored a bill, Bill 1212, which will prohibit Confederate monuments as well as statues of individuals who have advocated for slavery from being displayed on public property except in Civil War battlefields museums. So, you know, that has been a big thing across the country, pulling down Confederate flags and things like that, and Confederate statues and things like you know. So here's a good question, G, and I'm gonna pose this to you because I heard this, and so I don't know who does Uncle Ben's and who does Aunt Jemima syrup. I don't know the companies. I don't know if it's General Mills. I don't know whoever.
General Mills, I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I'm not sure, so don't quote me on that.
Whatever corporation owned those brands, the Aunt Jemima brand and the Uncle Ben's brand, they say they're going to take Aunt Jemima off the syrup box, off the pancake box and off the syrup box, and they're going to take Uncle Ben off the box. And people are livid. They're going, why? It's a part of our history. Now, okay, so I was saying to myself, well, you want the Confederate flags to come down. That's a part of their history. You want Aunt Jemima to stay on, because one guy, he was saying his great-great-grandmother was actually the real Aunt Jemima, and that if they take her off the box, that's going to delete her from the history, right? Okay, so that's what they're saying about the Confederate flags. So what do you do in that case? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's your thoughts on that? Because I was kind of like, oh, well, you know, we want the Confederate flags to come down, and they're not taking. They say they feel like now is the time to take them off the boxes because I guess they feel like some kind of guilt or something, or maybe this is a good opportunity for them to say, you know what, let's just do a rebrand. Like, she's on there for 99 years, let's take her off. You know what I'm saying? Like, and here's the thing. The family never received any restitution from her being on the box. Now, I don't know about Uncle Ben's family, but Aunt Jemima family never received a dime. Like, and they were saying, why should we give you restitution? That was her job. Like, she got paid to go around to promote pancake and pancake syrup. So, you know, after she passed away, who knows what she signed back then, y'all? We don't know. But anyway, her family saying,
well, we don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know what she signed. Exactly.
But my question is, what do you feel about that? Do you feel like they should leave her on because it's a part of African American history? Should they leave up the Confederate stuff because it's a part of African American history? Not a good part, but a part.
Not a good part, but a part. You know, I mean, I think if people understand what it means. See, my thing is if you have a Confederate statue and you are listing them above certain other people about what they've done, I think you know, part of me just think that that's wrong because I mean I don't really feel that you need to create a statue for somebody that has basically built their life on slavery or the acceptance of slavery or the acceptance of oppressing anybody. You know, I think the statue is a little bit different. Now, you know what? Let me take that back. It's not different. It's about oppression and it's about treating people badly and not fairly. You know, and I think the Aunt Jemima and the Uncle Ben, they definitely started out looking like they were somebody's, help. They know exactly what those people stood for back then, what those pictures and characters stood for back then.
But see,
that was known. That was known. They have upgraded how they look. And they gave them different professions. So if you upgraded how they look and you gave them different professions now, then you know that what the statements were that they were making before was not correct. You know that.
Right, but okay, so that's the truth. Like both of those are true. But should we take her off the box and should we pull down the Confederate? Because that's the question. The question is, do we honor one side of history and not the other side of history? That's the real question. Because this is part of history. That's a part of history. Do we honor one side and get rid of the other side, or do we honor both, or do we get rid of both? You know what I mean? So it's a crazy.
Yeah, I think we should. I think
it's a crazy situation.
I think you should get rid of. I mean, at the end of the day, I think you should get rid of both. That's just my you know my thinking. Yep. I think you should just get rid of both.
Yep.
I mean, at the end of the day, if you look, there are not that many faces on food. Let's be real. There's just not that many faces on food anyway. Yeah. And the fact that these, represented things that just weren't respectful for African Americans in this country. I think it should be getting rid of.
Yep. I feel the same way, but the family was having a lot of people were upset, like, oh my God, you're gonna take Aunt Jemima off the serve, and I'm like, take her off. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was like they were exploiting. They were exploiting her. Like, even though she was getting paid, I'm sure she was getting paid pennies.
Oh, come on.
And so she was totally exploited. She and Uncle Ben both. So my thing is, take her off. Let her lay her to rest.
Yes.
She's done her work for the last 100 years and helping that company. Lay her to rest. But people, I'm saying to myself, they ain't gonna change the syrup. You still gonna know what it is. So my thing is just, take it off. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, but you got people who are upset.
You're upset about somebody taking off something like that on a box that misrepresented people and represented people in a bad way. But you're not upset about all this other stuff that's happening. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? It's like,
that's a show for another day. But anyway, Shelly Hutchinson has said, she's a little ticked off. She said Georgia has done a better job protecting the racist statues than it has protecting the lives of the citizens. So she has put that bill on the table, Bill 1212, for people to vote on, to get down the statue. So I think, you know what, I'm like you, Georgia. Take both of them down. If you're gonna do, and so I'm always on the flip side of like both things. And I give you a prime example, and then I'm gonna go to a song. All right, so a couple things happened after the young man got killed at Wendy's, right? So he gets killed because he ran whatever. Nobody deserves to die, right? But the very next day, there were a group of teenagers with a BB gun trying to steal something from a gas station or something. Right. So then they call the cops. And then the cops come down. The cops didn't manhandle them, but they did pull a gun on them. Okay, they just told them that they had a gun. And my thing is, all the stuff that's going on, are you not telling your kids, listen, son, this is what's happening right now, so you need to be extremely careful. Why would you go and try to rob somebody with a BB gun? With all the shit that's going on, excuse me, y'all, I know this is a family show, but why would you do that? Now, let me go a little bit deeper for you. Let me go a little bit deeper. So, Franklin and I went to the store we went to Academy Sports in Snellville on Friday.
Right.
We went to go buy guns, right?
Mm-hmm.
We pull up in the parking lot, and then we see is a cop car already parked. Then another cop whoops up in there in another car. Then a motorcycle cop come and pull right up to the door. And I was like, wait a minute, we ain't going in. Just hold on for a second. Let's wait a minute. Let's see what's going on, because that's 3 cop cars at the store.
Right.
So we sat in the car for about 10 minutes, and people were coming out. They weren't looking shocked or anything. They were just coming out. I was like, well, nobody seems to be like, maybe they went in there to buy something. I said, nobody seems to be like disturbed or agitated or anything.
Right.
So let's go in. So we go in. We go to the gun division. They're walking out a young black guy. Guess what he did? He's in there trying to buy a gun with a stolen credit card. I'm shaking my head like, oh my God, why?
Right.
Why?
Yeah, why? Why would you do that?
Why would you do it? I'm standing in the middle of the floor looking at them, walking them out of handcuffs. They walked them out the back door. But my thing is, why, son? Why would you do that? Do you not see what's going on? And so, part of me, I'm heartbroken for the families who have lost, young men to the disrespectful, disgusting antics of the police force, for the people who have done those things. But I'm also saying, listen, we can't do stuff like this and expect, why? And I'm like, so when we get back there, I'm looking like, what did he? So I hear them. It's like 4 guys at the register. Like, yeah, he had a stolen credit card. He was trying to buy a gun. He's in the freaking gun department, Georgette.
That's crazy.
My husband and I just shook our heads like, you got to be kidding me. Like, why would you do that? So
yeah, why would you do things that are they're going to put you in those positions? I just don't understand that. I really do not understand that.
Yeah.
I mean, when you know that we already have this, the people have ideas about who we are. I don't. Why would you do these things? And like you said, I mean, especially those young kids that had the guns. I mean, of course somebody's going to call the cops on you if they think that you have a gun on you. And if you have a gun on you, it's a BB gun. That's not the point. The point is that they're going to come. Look, they're going to come prepared.
That's right.
So why would you do that?
Because at the end of the day, they're people too. So granted, there are some really awful cops out there who should not be on the force. But there are some 99% of those guys and girls are people who really want to protect and serve us, right? You got that 1% that are just downright evil, and they use the badge to do downright evil things.
Right.
But 99% of them aren't like that. I'm telling you, I believe that I have friends who are officers and correction officers and police officers.
Yes,
they're not like that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They really do. It's like doctors. You got 99% of the doctors who really want to heal people, and then you got that 1% who just like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. They just crazy, right?
Right.
The sad part is there's no way to weed those people out before they get to those positions. That's the problem. Right. Because if there was a way to weed them out before they get there, then we wouldn't have these issues. But there's not, and I don't think it's ever gonna be. So because I had, when I went through and I love Gwinnett Citizens Academy. If you have never gone through the Gwinnett County Citizens Academy 101, please do. Once we get back up and running, go through that academy, because I'm telling you, you will get a new view about how things work in Gwinnett County and government, right? When I actually had a chance to talk to some of them, and I asked the guy that was running away in South Carolina, I think it was South Carolina, he got shot in the back, and I said to him, it was a white cop, it was two of them. I said, listen, now he could have been telling me the politically correct answer because he was standing right face to face, but I had to ask him. I said, listen, the guy that got shot running away, tell me your thoughts on that. He didn't have to answer me. He said, I found that disgusting. He said, we talked about that, and it was, and I felt like he was genuine when he said that, right? And then I got a chance to talk to some other police officers, and they talked about how when you walk up on a car, you don't know if you're going to lose your life at that moment. I
get that.
You know what I'm
saying?
I
understand that.
They put me in a simulation where I had to fight off a man coming towards me with a knife, and I could not shoot him in his leg because he's running. You understand what I'm saying? So I got a new appreciation for the work that they do. Not all cops are bad. They're not. 99% of them probably aren't bad. But then you got that 1% that makes it bad for the rest. Just like black folks. Not all black folks are bad, y'all. But we got that 1%.
Exactly what I was going to say.
We got a 1% just like y'all got a 1%. Everybody got a 1%.
Yep.
Everybody has that 1% that's going to make us all look bad. Now, some of you guys are racist and don't know it. That's called ignorance, right? You don't know it because you don't understand racism. You just think it's like, oh, the black. No, but we got our side too. We got black folks that are racist. I know some. Yes. So we all have our 1%, is what I'm saying. But if we just learn it, like, you know what? This is how I feel. I'm not gonna hurt you because this is how I feel. This is how I feel. I'm gonna live my life. You live your life. I'm not trying to hurt anybody. This is how I feel. In my spirit, I can't love everybody because that's who I am. That's how some people are. That's their makeup. I get it. But by the same token, don't try to hurt people. All right, listen, I've been real heavy right now. I'm going to a song. I'll be right back after this song to give you more of the rundown about what's going on in and around Gwinnett County. Stay tuned.
Together
welcome back. Man, Gwinnett County finally got all of the confirmed counts and the official counts from the election on the 9th. Can you believe it? I mean, it's been a week and a half. It took them a week and a half. You know, the problem was they did not account that it was going to be so many mail-in ballots sent in. So they have been counting. It was over 86,000 ballots mailed in. And I'm saying to myself, Lord, yeah, like they have to have this thing situated before November. Like they have to, because this is a huge election. And so we already know that it's always some nonsense election time. So, you know, I'm gonna volunteer and see what I need to be able to do to make sure that these votes get counted. It took a week and a half. We cannot wait a week and a half in a general election for a presidential election. Cannot.
No.
And that we cannot do that. So we need to make sure that everything is in place. All the issues that they've had in the primary, they shouldn't have those come November, because they should have worked that stuff out already. We don't know what coronavirus is going to be. It's expected to be worse around that time because there's flu season and all this other stuff. Then you need to make sure that the machines are there on time, that they're plugged in, that they have paper, that they have electricity, whatever it is, that the people are there to count, that the people are there to register, that the people know how to register. These are all the things that needs to happen. I'm going to make sure whatever committee that is, I'm going to be a part of that committee. Because we need to make sure that we get people to the polls and then they're able to vote when they get there. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I think that's so. It's a week and a half.
And have enough polling places for people to be able to have access to. I mean, yeah.
And here's the other thing, G.
That's a whole nother show.
But here's the other thing. I don't think that the information got out about early voting very well. Like, I feel like the Democratic Party should have put out information saying, hey, in the newspaper, online, on patch, wherever, these are the early voting places. Put that information in the paper so people, because here's the thing, they were doing early voting right at the fairgrounds, which is a mile and a half from my house. They said on the first day, 92 people showed up in a 10-hour span. 92 people. That because people was like, I'm afraid to go. You ain't afraid to go to Walmart, so cut it out. Go vote. So that's the other thing, making sure people know that there's early voting, where early voting is located, because I feel like that information was not given out well enough, because people who mailed in ballots or people who had to go stand in long lines, that could have been avoided if they had taken advantage of early voting, which they did not. And I feel like that's because they didn't know that they can go to the fairgrounds and vote. They didn't know that they could drop the ballot off at the registration office. They didn't know that they can go to certain parks and vote, and probably was no lines. And they could have done it early. So, we did a mail-in ballot. But if you wanted,
we did too.
Yeah, if you didn't want to do a mail-in ballot, which I probably won't this year, because I'm probably gonna go vote because I want to make sure my vote is counted. All right. So anyway, so the numbers are in, and right now it's gonna be some runoffs on August 11th. So Nicole Hendrickson is gonna probably be going to be going against Lee Thompson. He beat out Kurt Thompson by 20 votes. Now Kurt can ask for a recount. Right, because it's only 20 votes. But here's the thing. Why? Because she got 103,000 votes. Neither one of y'all going to really win. Like, I would be surprised if Lee came around and, topped that 100,000 votes. She got 103,000 votes, y'all. Right? So he beat out Kurt by 20 votes. And Kurt, I wouldn't do a recount. I'd be like, yeah, this race is pretty much over. Anyway, that's what she landed, 103,000 votes. Derek Wilson for Commissioner for District 3, which is our district, Georgette. He's going to be running against probably Jasper Watkins because he got 34,000 votes. Originally, I thought it was going to be Justin Walsh, but now it looks like it's going to be Jasper. So that's probably who he's going to be in the runoff against. Curtis Clement and Kibo, they that's a neck and neck. Like, they literally, there's no that could go either way. I was watching the polls. I was like, yeah, this is going to be either way right here. That could go either way because they were so close in numbers. I'm talking about Curtis had 33% of the vote. Kibo Taylor had 32. So that's an anybody race. That's any, and so they're gonna be running against each other in the runoff. Patsy Austin Gatson, she got 59% of the votes, 103,000 votes, a little bit over that. So she's gonna be running against Danny Pointer, who is already the incumbent for district attorney. So Patsy, go ahead, girl, do your thing. Yeah, so that was like, that's gonna be a close. But here's the thing: people got to go out and vote. Like they some people feel like I voted already. I'm not voting. You have to vote again. If you want the person you voted for the first time to win, you got to vote a second
Right.
time. Unfortunately,
You gotta vote again.
you would think that if someone has the most votes, that's what it is. But you got to have 50. I think it's 51% of the votes to actually win the nomination. So, you got to go back out and cast your votes for the people you cast your votes for. I know. Listen, do it. We cannot be messing around right now. This is not a time to be sitting back on your laurels and like, I ain't doing. No, do it. Do it. Last week, a week before last, the police chief in John Creeks, he was talking about. He said, I'm not a racist. I'm a Christian. But then he wrote this letter he posted on his Facebook page saying that I'm not a racist. I'm a Christian. However, I feel like the clergy and the pastors are leaving us, me and my people, or me and my brothers and sisters. You're neglecting us. You're leaving us out there. He said, I support the Black Lives Matter, but I don't support it as a movement. Now, I was confused when I read that. I was confused by I'm not racist. I'm a Christian. I support Black Lives Matter. I don't support it as a movement. Dig deep into what they're saying. Who are they? What are they saying? So that was my question when I first read the story. Because I felt like, well, okay, so, sir, if you're not a racist, then and you support Black Lives Matter, what is it about this movement that you don't support?
Movement.
Well, I mean, dig deeper. What exactly are they digging for? What are you looking to find when they dig deeper? He said it's not what they're saying it is. Who are they? Because it was more than black people out there marching for Black Lives Matter. Just in case you didn't see, there was a whole lot of white folks out there. And they were not saying, hey, we're trying to do an uprising and take over the United. That's not what it was. It was like, hey, we need criminal justice. We need justice reform. We need everybody's life to matter because black lives don't seem to be mattering. But here's a problem. So here's a problem, Georgette. And I found this out yesterday. I was watching. It was very interesting. But I was watching this, and these guys, they got beat down. Oh my God, they took a beating. They are standing for what they believe. But boy, did they take a Facebook beating. You hear me? So it's these two twin guys, and they put up posts, and they said the reason why our stuff is always in the news is because the news cover our stuff. There were white people who got killed too. And they were black now. These were black guys. And they saying all lives matter. We didn't say all lives matter. But we never hear the stories about, and it's not our fault that we don't hear it, that there are people, white people who are shot down by the police officers just like black folks, right? We don't hear those stories. And they were able to pull up probably about 5 stories. I'm talking about senseless killing of white people we never heard about.
Right.
It wasn't in the news. That's not our fault that we don't know that. So when people say all lives matter, we get it. But when we see the news cover our people, you have to expect that we're going to be outraged. We're not saying that everybody else's life don't matter, but when we see our guys die at the hand of police officers so violently and so unnecessarily, we're going to be outraged. Now, those guys showed videos of some white folks that just got shot down. We never heard it. I've never heard it, never seen it, never heard it. It didn't go anywhere. It stayed right where it was, and it just died out. The family members didn't raise up against it. We never heard it. The news didn't cover it. And so they were saying that they felt like the Black Lives Matter thing is a I don't know, they call it, they didn't say a scheme. They said it was something. But anyway, of course they took a whooping for that. They got called all kind of names, coons, and they took a whooping. But here's the problem, y'all. If the news is not reporting that white people are getting killed just like black folks, and all we ever see in the news is black folks, we're going to think it's just us.
Right, that's true.
So
we are going to think it's just us.
So police chief, if that's all that the news media is showing us, us getting killed, then we think it's just us. I had, until yesterday, had never heard of any one of those. And this one guy, Georgia, he was literally on the ground. He was on the ground, the white guy. He was in a hotel. He was on the ground. The cop told him to crawl. The guy crawled. He didn't have a gun or anything. And he told him, first he told him to put his hand out. He put his hands out. He did everything the cop told him to do. The cop was yelling and screaming. The man was on the ground on his knees. He told him to crawl. So he crawled. I don't know what he did. He took and reached one hand out or something, and he shot him. Pop, 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 pop. He was on the floor and killed him. One man was pulled over, just like the kid that just passed away in Atlanta, pulled over, had his hand in the air. They said something to him, and they shot him. But we never see those stories. So you got to understand, sir, when we see stories and it's just us, it looks like it's just us. Then you need to tell the news to put your stories out there. So we'll know it is not just us.
Right.
Because
right.
That's the problem.
I totally get that. I mean, I think you need to be able to show all facets of that, you know?
Right. And shame
that you need to be able to show that too, you know,
right.
not just what you want to portray, you know, because, but the other thing is that, you know, portraying that when it comes to us, portraying that is just basically perpetuating the fact that, you know, that we're the ones that's always doing these things.
Right.
You know, so, you know, they want to show that so we can get this negative thing going about who we are as people, but they don't understand that just showing that negates, right, what's happening in their community too, from us.
And it's so sad because I feel like the news is just trying to keep stuff going, because if you know that these type of things are happening in white communities as well, why aren't you showing that? Why would you just let us think it's just us? And so, of course, we're outraged. Of course, there's going to be a movement when we see just us getting killed every day by police officers, right? And then there's a group of people over here getting killed, and y'all don't mention it. Why is that? News media. Now you're making me feel like Trump. Fake news media. Why is that? Oh, my God. Can you believe I just agreed with him? Like, but for real, though, like, why would you not show that? Corporations, news media corporations, why would you just show our side, knowing it's going to cause outrage, knowing that people are going to react violently? Why? And then you don't show...
Because it doesn't allow them to still maintain power. If they show other sides, then those voices will rise up, and then they have to make changes, right? It's when our voices rise up, because most of the time our voices don't rise up.
Right.
You know,
and then now it's like, so now you got police chiefs looking at this thing thinking, oh, they're trying to kill us off, because that's what he's pretty much saying, and then that's not the case, right? That's not the case. So I feel bad that we're all being manipulated. Let me say that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we are all being manipulated. Right. That's the truth.
Right. I feel bad that we're all being manipulated by the media, by the government. We're just being manipulated all the way around. It's so sad because it's causing so much discord between races. Like, now things are happening that you didn't see happening before because all of this stuff, right? Now you see people having nooses hanging in their yards and all this stuff that we had put behind us. Now they bring it back up because the news is only telling one side of the story. You don't want to show white cops killing white people, but you want to show white cops killing black people. Why not? And then somebody said this, and I had to agree with this, right? And hey, slap my hand if you want to, and then I'm going to go to the song, then I got to close. It's 11 o'clock. But someone said this, and you know, it makes you think. He said, you know, I understand why there is the Black Lives Matter thing is going on, but here's the thing. Why does Black Lives not matter when it's black on black crime? And I was like, I had to pause. Why are you not out there protesting black on black crimes?
Right, exactly.
And it's a lot more of them than there are police brutality. You know what I mean? And it's the truth.
Yes.
It's the absolute truth.
That's the truth.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why? Why not? Because it's okay for us to kill each other, but nobody else to kill us? You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So that's
that's really deep. I mean, because there should be some things getting together about that, because that's.
And this was a black guy who said this.
I think that takes us down quicker than anything else.
Yep. This was a black guy who said this, and he had some real staggering numbers to say this is how many black folk kill black folk. And I want to say it was like 846. And it's like, this is how many officers kill black folks. It might have been 12. And he was saying, why is that not a movement for this? And he's right. Like, we get it because the news put it in our face when it's white officers on black folks or officers on black folks. They put it in our face and they put it there and we need to start asking ourselves, yes, we don't want to lose anybody, but why are they putting it out there like that when there's other races, white people getting killed, there's black on black crime, there's white on white crime, and none of that stuff makes the news. But when it's this, it makes the news, and it causes outrage, of course. We need to start asking ourselves that, because we've totally been manipulated. All right, I'm going to go to a song.
I was going to say there's manipulation and all of that.
Yep.
So, yeah, totally.
Totally.
You're right about that.
And it's sad. It's a sad thing, but somebody needs to start checking the media. And I don't know. I might have to watch my back. All right, I'm going to a song, and I'm going to come back and because I think that's terrible. I think it's awfully terrible that this type of thing is going on, and until somebody and those two guys got beat down, right? But they were right. They were calling them coons. Oh my God, they got called everything but a child of God. And I felt bad for them, but I got what they were saying. Like, why they put out news? And they need to. I'm not saying hide it, but put everybody's out there. So now it don't look like it's just us. Mm-hmm. And then, now we pissed off because we're mad because it's not just us. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm going to go to the song. I'll be right back after the song to close it out for you guys, because this is a passionate conversation. And I got a new show coming out called Global Conversations. And trust me, I'm sure it's going to be even more passionate. Stay tuned.
Time with you, honey, just to know that we'll grow
Welcome back. So listen, guys, that's all I got for today, but I'll be back again tomorrow. But before I go, I want to give you my word of inspiration for today. I didn't even get to a lot of news because Ginger and I was having a conversation, and we're going to have more conversations like this. I'm doing a new show starting next month called Global Conversation, and it's going to be my friend. His name is Rudolph Travers. He's in the D.C. area. He has been a politician for as long as I've known him. He ran for the president of Liberia, so he's very, very well versed in politics and global economics and things like that. So it's going to be interesting to just talk to him and talk to people from around the world, to have him join in the conversation with us. I'm looking forward to doing that because y'all know I love this stuff. And I love podcasting, so it's going to be really cool to just have him on and have other people on from around the world talking to us about, their politics and their countries and, global economics and how we can partner, how we can do business without borders in other countries and technology and innovations and things like that. So I'm really looking forward to doing global conversations with him. He's an author. When he was running for president of Liberia, I was the PR liaison between Liberia and the United States because there's a huge Liberian population here in the States. And so the goal was to get them to vote for him while he was running for president of Liberia. So that's going to be cool. So make sure to look out for that next month. We'll be launching pretty soon, probably right after the 4th of July. We'll be launching that. Don't know the exact date yet, but we'll have that after this week we'll know the date. But so stay tuned for that show. But anyway, here's my word of inspiration for the day, and this is something to really think about because we need change right now. But here's one thing you got to think about. Those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. Oh God, let me say that again. Those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. George Bernard Shaw said that, and he was absolutely right. If you cannot make a decision about something, you can't change your mind, you can't change anything. And I know there are people who cannot make a decision about anything. Then you're not going to be able to help do anything in this world. We need change makers in this world. You need to, in order for you to be a change maker, you have to have the change maker mindset. And if you don't have that, you're not going to be able to do anything, unfortunately. And that's a sad fact. It's a sad fact, and it's the truth. There are some people who they don't even know what shoes to put on. They got to ask somebody else. It's sad. It's just sad. Right? So anyway, think on that, y'all. Selah. Selah. Think on that. I'll be back again tomorrow at 10 o'clock. If you missed any episode of the show, be sure to go to goodmorninggwinnett.com and check out the past episodes there. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at GM Gwinnett. Follow me on Facebook at Good Morning Gwinnett. Follow me on Instagram at Good Morning Gwinnett. Download the Good Morning Gwinnett apps from your app store, Android and Apple. We're in both stores. And pretty soon, we'll be on a streaming TV network near you. Yes. I know. I'm excited about that. Also, I'm doing Impact Marketing Podcast, which is cool. I give marketing tips. It's a very short podcast. Just marketing tips on things you can do to grow your business. So go to impactmarketingpodcast.com for more information about that. If you want to know how to start a podcast, just go to noisemedia.us. I'm going to be putting some trainings up there. So I just got a lot going on, as always. But that's how I live my life, That keeps it exciting for me. Otherwise, I'll be bored, right? So I get bored easily. But anyway, thank you so much for listening. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you spent the last hour and 11 minutes. Yeah, I've been talking a lot today. The last hour and 11 minutes with me, and I appreciate you so much. I'll be back again tomorrow at 10 a.m. with more news you can use from around Gwinnett County and beyond. Stay safe out there, y'all. Until next time, make it a great day. Bye now. Bye, G.
Bye.
You've been listening to Good Morning Gwinnett. Make sure to tune in Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time to find out what's happening around Gwinnett. If you like this episode, subscribe now and share with your friends. To learn more about Noise Media Network, visit noisemedia.us.